Hold on, let me. Nah.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
You gotta be kidding me. Hope they skip the opening. I want them to skip the opening and ending theme. Please, Studio Alerts. I beg of you. That's the only thing I ask for the next episode, please. Spoilers for the anime only viewers. But if you want to stick around and want to be spoiled on the next one, oh, I can't keep my mouth shut now. Because in the next episode... Yo, what's up, TFM Nation? It's me, the TFM Mother here again. Okay. Boys and girls, are you guys ready for my honest opinions once again? My honest feelings and review for this episode. And I gotta say, it's very positive.
Let's fucking...
If they have, skipped the opening and ending theme, they would have crammed some more dialogues. Not the way they ended it, but the other conversations that they had, or an additional scene that they could have added, but they didn't. Okay, I'm at Muse Asia right now, but yes, I'm just gonna point out that Muse Asia's subtitles are way better than Crunchyroll, obviously. Once again, it said mastermind, but it also on Crunchyroll it said ringleader, which is also very similar wording. And in the light novel, it's called ringleader and mastermind. So yeah, it's the same. I reread volume 10. Okay, I reread this part. Like, I reread almost everything that's been adapted in episode 7 just so I can do this video again. Okay, this is the first time I did the reread and then do an honest feelings review for the episode, because it's been 3 years since I read volume 10.
Damn!
So it's been that long. That's why I totally forgot most of the scenes that are minor to me, or not very peak or very crucial parts of the volume, more like the things that stuck to me. So yeah, the things that are very, very good, very good scenes. They adapted this episode almost 1-to-1 with the novel. They ended the episode on page 226. Last episode, they ended episode 6 to page 146. Remember that. Page 146, and then they adapted this episode up to page 226. You know how good that adaptation is? That's honestly good. Less than 100 pages has been adapted. Literally. So, why is my review or honest feelings for this episode very, very positive? The animations or art styles, the visuals are good. I don't see any errors. Hold on. Let me go to Crunchyroll now. Because on Crunchyroll, it's better to pause, sometimes. Because you can just pause at moments that, yeah. See? Without the bar. This Asahina scene has been adapted in this episode. The change is weird, I must say. Although, it did make sense why they made this change, so that people would be like, oh yeah, that did happen in the previous episode. So I think Lurch did that. Because in the novel, I reread that part, okay? Some of it. But I didn't read the whole thing. Unlike after I reread the part where Hirata was about to talk to Ayanokouji up to the last bit of this episode. Okay? I reread everything. Just so I can do this video, okay? Because it's making me hyped up, because I just remember that this volume is so peak. That's why I had to reread it. So that's why I did it. So don't blame me. And I had the time to read it because university, our term semester is done, and next week another term or semester will commence, and I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I don't know if I can reread everything again because I most probably have no time after that, after our term or semester starts again. So anyway, new term semester starts. So this Asahina scene, I didn't read the whole thing, but this scene in particular was supposed to be when Ichinose was talking to Ayanokouji going to school. That was the scene. It wasn't supposed to be Sake and Nagi, but they did it as Sake and Nagi and Kamuro.
Ayanokouji-kun, 少しよろしいでしょうか?
It wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be Asahina coming up to Ayanokouji and telling Ayanokouji that Ichinose made a deal with Nagamo and the condition was to date her or to date him. And that's the whole scene, literally, basically it. So they moved it here so that people will be reminded, oh yeah, that did happen. They adapted this part super well, foreshadowing Yamauchi's involvement for later. As you can see, Yamauchi in the background right there, you know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, on his phone, fiddling his phone, texting someone. It's obviously Sake and Nagi. And I did see, I've watched anime only reactions on YouTube, and I have seen their reactions to Sake and Nagi's backstabbing plan of Ayanokouji, expelling Ayanokouji.
Class A's rep,
And she
bro.
was about to just...
But she said she wasn't gonna meddle with this. She's a liar, that Class A rep.
Quick,
Yeah, you just
told on
lied.
yourself.
So she lied.
Yeah.
Yeah,
About
she
ceasefire.
lied, but that...
Yeah.
Oh, didn't she say she promised she wouldn't get involved?
Huh? Sakayanagi is such a liar. Didn't she say that she wouldn't do anything, to have Ayanokouji expelled so that she could, have the competition with him in the next exam? Can't trust Sakayanagi, bro.
Oh, you have no idea what Sake and Nagi is cooking. Oh my god, I can't wait to see Anime Only's reaction to what Sake and Nagi cooked. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, yeah, this was a scene that, the atmosphere is very unsettling. And then, after the Asahina scene, yeah, the visuals on Asahina is so cute. Look at this gorgeous face. Oh my god. I saved every frame of Asahina, by the way.
Simp?
Yeah, I'm that much of a simp. Well, anyway. And then this scene. Okay. So I reread this part. This wasn't supposed to be the scene. The scene was supposed to be... Okay, hold on. Let me go back. It was further down here. Here we go. This scene. Yeah. This was supposed to be where Ayanokouji and Hirata were talking in the Keiyaki Mall. They were supposed to go there, and then they changed plans to go to Hirata's room and talk. Yeah, that's the change. It's not a huge change, to be honest. I think it's way better that they did this because it kind of feels not right that they would meet at the mall and then change plans again. I think this is a better change that they talk to each other at their room, at the school, and then, yeah, they would discuss something in back in Hirata's room. This scene. So what changed here? They sped run this.
What do you mean?
They literally speed run this scene of Koenji and Hirata. Okay. When I reread this, I'm like, what? It didn't take this long. And they changed something here. Let me go down there. All right. So, what changed? And what other conversations did they have? Koenji is intimidating Hirata more and more, so that I think his goal is to break Hirata, to see more of Hirata's true nature, what he's truly feeling. And then Hirata here, you've seen, it's a tease, you've seen him almost breaking, and Hirata's character never broke until Koenji said, get rid of an unneeded garbage or trash. Yeah, that's where Hirata broke in the anime and in the light novel. Although in the light novel it wasn't very, as rageful, as the anime. But yeah, it showed hints what Hirata is, his true nature is. So yeah. Anyway, the additional dialogues, like I said, it's more intimidating and more of provoking Hirata. Kounji just added more and more so that his temper would lose. He would lose his temper. Hirata's temper would just suddenly just, be full, and then he's just gonna go all out at Kounji. So I think that's Kounji's goal in this scene. So yeah, in the light novel, Ayanokouji, in his monologue, in his inner thoughts, he can't get a read on what Kounji is doing, to Hirata. Why is he doing this? All of a sudden, it's so unexpected. That's just the additional conversations that they had. It's more of provoking Hirata so that he can break his facade character,
なんでこんな僕は悪くないのにどうしてこんな
Yeah, some additional scenes like patting on Hirata's shoulder. Kounji patted on Hirata's shoulder. And then Hirata pressed the button in the light novel. He didn't just smack the wall. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. This scene, almost 1-to-1 as well. And yeah, like the Kounji scene, almost 1-to-1. But they just had to rush things just to get to the point. That's the anime's main goal, is to get to the point of this conversation. So yeah, I like it. Especially with the runtime, you obviously have to rush things. So yeah, in this scene, almost 1-to-1 once again. Although there's some change of dialogues as well to fast pace it. Okay, just to get to the point. What also didn't make it into this dialogue is Ayanokouji asking Hirata, did someone ask you out? Yeah. After you and Karuizawa broke up, Hirata said that was an unexpected question, obviously. And then Hirata did say that many have asked, to go on a date, and then asked him out. And then Hirata said that he has no time for that and stuff. So yeah, you get it. So yeah. And then yeah, Ayanokouji brought that up because that him and Michan had a talk about Hirata in Volume 9, and that was in episode 3. I don't know if you guys remember that. That's why they keep hinting Michan in this episode again.
平田君って今好きな人いるのかな？
いないんじゃないか。
本当に？
絶対とは言い切れないが、軽井沢に振られたばかりだしな。
確かに。私にもチャンスあるかな？
I think other additional conversations would be prolonging this, and they're not getting to the point, because Ayanokouji, in the additional conversations that they had, the dialogues, is that Ayanokouji gave him a guide of instead of choosing someone to expel, why not rank people in on who's more useful in the class, something like that. And then yeah, that's what he gave him. That's what he told him, and yeah, that's his advice to Hirata. So Hirata took that into consideration, and then but Hirata is still being a hypocrite and say, yeah, no one should be expelled. So yeah. And yeah, it's just basically prolonging the dialogue instead of getting to the point. Unlike in the anime, they went straight to the point. What is Hirata actually asking of Ayanokouji? And that's what the anime did. So yeah, they jump cut to Ichinosu, which is basically the same as the light novel. And this scene is literally 90% 1-to-1 with the light novel. I was so shocked. I was like, no way. Did they adapt this almost a whole thing, 1-to-1? Literally, light novel to anime. Perfect.
Approved!
Almost a perfect adaptation of this scene. They changed some dialogues in order to actually speed it up, speed the dialogue up. But it's just after one dialogue and then the next dialogue would be the dialogue from the anime. It's just one dialogue gap. That's why I said it's almost 1-to-1. I don't think there's any need for me to discuss about the scene. Yeah, almost 1-to-1. So yeah, this scene. Where Suzune, before Suzune actually walk up to the room, Ayanokoji's POV, he met with Sudo before they went to their classroom. Sudo had this moment and say that he's gonna go to the fullest. He's spending his life in this school to the fullest. It's more like he doesn't care if he gets expelled or not. It's more like he wants to stay in this school and just live his life to the fullest. So yeah, and then that's where Ayanokoji was like, yeah, Sudo has definitely grown. And yeah, when they went to the classroom, Ayanokoji sensed the atmosphere. The air is so different than yesterday and previous days, where this classroom in particular is in a crisis where who should we vote, that's where Ayanokoji noticed it. And then when he noticed it, he messaged Keisei Yukimura. He texted Yukimura about the atmosphere, and then Yukimura analyzed it. That's why in this scene they kind of mixed it. See, Yukimura is looking around because in the light novel, Ayanokoji texted Yukimura and he told him that the atmosphere changed, and then Yukimura looked around and said, "You're right." And that's why he texted back, and then yeah, it's basically prolonging that. Well, anyway, yeah, that's where Suzune came in. She noticed that the atmosphere changed compared to the previous days, and that's where the anime adapted that. So it's more like the anime is on a direct approach compared to the light novel, where it's more like fleshed out, while the anime is more on the direct approach, straightforward, because runtime, obviously. So yeah, and then right after the texting and then the classroom's atmosphere, yes, they jump cut to this, just like in the light novel. They mostly cut out a lot in this dialogue, or this scene in particular, because in this scene, it was way longer in the light novel. They only adapted the first bits of this scene in the light novel, which is this one. Like now that you mentioned it, the atmosphere has changed, and then who's they're gonna vote, and then yeah, never betray, yeah, reality isn't that kind, and then this is where the change started. Okay, it's a prolonged dialogue, and Ayanokoji, this is where Ayanokoji did say something in their group. Ayanokoji did say that many people have started to form groups and who they wanted to vote to get expelled. And if you've noticed, oh yeah, Hirata coming in the class, and then Ayanokoji noticed that Hirata is always the same, so it seems like he doesn't know what's going on, and then the atmosphere changed. So yeah, and then Ayanokoji mentioned that to the Ayanokoji group that Hirata doesn't know that they are starting to form a group and they're trying to expel someone, because if Hirata knows that, he's going to be a hypocrite once again, and then he's going to break their groups. That is not right. No one should get expelled. Literally, that's why they're not inviting Hirata. When Ayanokoji said that to the Ayanokoji group, Sakura praised Ayanokoji by that, because she said that Ayanokoji is amazing for actually noticing that. And then Yukimura added up that yeah, Ayanokoji was the one that noticed that the atmosphere changed, not him. So basically, that's the important dialogues that were cut out, although it's a bit crucial. Still, kind of minor. So in this scene as well, they changed because they changed the flow of this one. In the light novel, Hirata was here in the cafe. Okay, Hirata was here, and then he looks down like he is a sad boy. Hirata was here, and yeah, the Ayanokoji group noticed that Hirata wasn't, the same as usual. So yeah, he's acting very sad and very weird. So yeah, he looks like he hasn't had any sleep. He is very down. And that's where the Ayanokoji group noticed. And then until someone texted him, someone texted Ayanokoji, and then Ayanokoji stood up, and then Haruka asked, "You're going somewhere?" And then Ayanokoji said that I'm meeting with Horikita Suzune. And then Haruka was like, so is that so? It's more like Haruka's like, oh, okay. Because if you remember, the change of sceneries in the previous episode where Ayanokouji and Suzune talked to Ryuen changed from the library. Okay, it was supposed to be in like a cafe, and Suzune noticed Ryuen, and then Ayanokouji walked up to Suzune to confront Ryuen as well. That's what they changed in the previous episode.
余裕なのね、龍炎くん。
誰かと思えば鈴音か。それに金魚の糞も一緒か。
That's why in this scene in the light novel, Haruka was a bit salty because Ayanokouji went to Suzune and left the Ayanokouji group. That's why I was like, wait, ain't no way they just added a new scene here. Like, they foreshadowed Michan here, you know? For volume 11, Hirata is a sad boy. Look at that. Anyway, yeah, that's the change scene. I'm glad that they changed that, so yeah. After this part, this part, this is completely accurate. Okay, Ayanokouji just literally got out of the bath. And that's why he has his towel. He said it in the light novel, okay? He said it. He just got out of the bath and his hair wasn't fully dry yet. Completely accurate. Okay, moving on. Before this scene in the light novel, Ayanokouji met up not with Suzune, but Horikita Manabu. Manabu Horikita. Technically, he's right about Horikita in a sense when he said that to Haruka earlier, like I said. So, yeah. But it's Manabu. So, yeah, he met up with Manabu and Tachibana.
Tachibana, なぜ俺を頼らなかった？
それは堀北くんの負担になることが分かってたからごめんなさい。
That was supposed to be the scene here with Kushida. It wasn't supposed to be Kushida, but it was supposed to be Manabu and Tachibana. If you remember Tachibana from episodes 1 and 2, yeah, the girl that almost got expelled, and Manabu saved her. Like I said, before this scene, there was a whole scene of Manabu, Ayanokouji, and Tachibana talking. Tachibana finally recognized Ayanokouji's abilities, you know? He's actually a super intelligent guy, or more like a very sharp guy. And that's where Tachibana finally understood what Manabu and Nagumo was trying to say, that Ayanokouji is a very excellent person. He was a very excellent student, but it's just not showing it. That's why when Tachibana and Manabu met with Ayanokouji, Tachibana was the one who asked to meet with Ayanokouji, not Manabu. Keep that in mind. And yeah, they just talked about Nagumo, what's his planning, what's his scheming, especially in the finals exam, because, you know, in their third year, you know, Manabu and Tachibana and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, they talked about those. And then Ayanokouji foreshadowed what's going to happen. And that is, have you talked to your sister? So, yeah, stuff like that. And then, moving on, cut to this scene. Yeah. Kei talked to Ayanokouji. She keeps on calling Ayanokouji. Few missed calls, and because he was taking a bath. And yeah, Kei told Ayanokouji that he's on the brink of expulsion. He wasn't lying, okay? He wasn't lying when he said that. This is the first time that I've heard about this. He wouldn't have known if it weren't for Kei. So, anime onlys, bear in mind that Ayanokouji, in his monologues and his inner thoughts in this freaking book, okay, he wouldn't have known if it weren't for Kei. Okay? That's why he said in the novels as well. He said having Kei around, having connections is great for him. You know? It's great to know that he's having informations from someone so that he can keep tabs with. So, yeah, that's why Kei is very useful to him. It sounded very bad, but yes, that's the truth. Yeah, it's almost 1-to-1. They just kind of rushed it again, fast-paced it. That's why when he said this, by the way, when Ayanokouji said this kind of situation is exactly why you're here, is precisely what he mentioned in the light novel. Like, literally, it's 100% the truth. He's telling the truth. That is why he's very thankful to have Kei around, because he doesn't have this kind of connections like Kei does, you know. And then if you notice, by the way, Ayanokouji asked, how many votes will how many are on board with having me expelled? And Kay said it feels like close to half might be in favor. Keep that in mind because I'm going to mention this later. After this call, he met up with Kushida. In the novel, he didn't meet up with Kushida. He just made the call with Kushida. Huh? This scene was supposed to be with Manabu and Tachibana. But they changed it with this meetup. And in the light novel, it's so long. It's way longer than the anime. They literally sped run this. I wasn't kidding. Okay, it's the truth. They speed run this, like literally. They were like, yeah, let's just get straight to the point. What does Kushida want? Like what is she aiming at, you know? I'm going to mention something. Kushida, like right before this scene, like right before she asked, "Oh, you gave up that easily?" Yeah. Right, like literally right before she named the mastermind or the ringleader, Kushida keeps asking Ayanokouji, "Oh, who gave you this information? How did you know, you know?" And she keeps asking precise questions. Like literally, she's saying, how many votes do you know that are on board, you know? Like, why did she ask that? And then when I was reading that, I was like, oh, she's deducing it. And then when I was reading Ayanokouji's inner thoughts, I was right. She was deducing it. She was literally, like she was, if she got some answers from Ayanokouji, like if he said almost half, then that means she deducted that this particular group, this circle of group, is one of them betrayed Kushida, or more like betrayed their deal to expel Ayanokouji. Oh, so yeah, because when Kushida was asking, how many people are on board with expelling you, and that's where Ayanokouji was like, what are you aiming at? Like he's not giving her answers that she needs. If Ayanokouji said something about a third, about a half, then a precise group will be Kushida's deduction. Like literally, if he said about a half, then that group, K's group, is the one that informed Ayanokouji. So one of them is the traitor. That's why I said, oh, Kushida is being very smart here. When I was reading this earlier. Sorry if this video is long. I just love this episode because the visuals are nice and the pacing is nice. Like literally almost 1-to-1. The adaptation is great. Less than 100 pages. Literally. My only request for the next episode is to skip the opening and ending theme. I beg of you, Lurch. Because there's like, look, 226 pages adapted, right? So how many pages left? Oh, let's see here. 407 pages. Up to 407 pages. So are they gonna adapt more than 100? Almost 200 pages worth of episode. The only way to do that is to skip the opening and ending theme, man. Like I said, they skipped the scene, Tachibana and Manabu. It wasn't really that important. Well, anyway. They prolonged the scene in the light novel. That's why it was way more enticing to me. So, yeah. Kushida did say Yamauchi is the ringleader, or more like the mastermind. To be honest, Ayanokouji was being honest here. He said that he wouldn't have known who the real mastermind is if it weren't for Kushida. Okay? However, he could have still known who the mastermind is. It's just a bit harder. Because if he got something from Kushida, like just a simple answer would be enough for him to deduct someone. That's what he got, Yamauchi. And that oversimplified a lot for Ayanokouji to deduct that it's Sakayanagi. That's why he said in the light novel, if it weren't for Kushida, he wouldn't have gotten this so easily. So, yeah. Basically, that's the scene. He called Manabu afterwards. Oh my god. Yeah, in the light novel, it's way longer. Unlike in the anime, it's like, oh yeah, let's get straight to the point. In the light novel, Manabu was washing the dishes. And Ayanokouji did say that he's in a tight spot. And Manabu was like, you're joking, right? And yeah, he was like, no, it's not a joke. It's for real. Yeah, he's seriously in a tight spot. That's why he needed Manabu's help. it kind of sounds twisted to get Manabu and Suzune's involvement in this so that he can get away with it, because he has no other options. He said it in the light novel. If it weren't for Manabu and Suzune's help, he cannot get out of this. So yeah, he's really in a tight spot. And by the way, I want to mention that in Ayanokouji's mind, in his inner thoughts, he was like, why did Sakenagi backstab me? Like, she just postponed our battle, like, and stuff, and then, or is she cooking something? The 50-50 chance that he had in his mind is more like now a 70-30. Anime onlys, you're doubting Sakenagi? We'll see about that. You'll see in the next episode, which is going to be peak. Anyway, basically that's the whole conversation. Ayanokouji did just say that he's in a tight spot. He needed Manabu's help and Suzune's help, and for him, it's like he did say to Manabu that it's already an advantage for you as well, you know, because you can get to talk to your sister. So yeah, Ayanokouji has always been the bridge for these two siblings. Next scene, like I said, this one, yeah, they skipped the scene here. They skipped the part where Ayanokouji went into the classroom once again and people stared at him. He felt the gazes from his classmates and then looked away again, and then some people gazed back again. So yeah, he felt that sense, you know, he felt those gazes every now and then. Suzune and Sudo came here at the same time, and then Suzune and Ayanokouji thing again. Suzune did say, just so you know, it's just a coincidence. They went into the classroom at the same time. And Ayanokouji was like, I wasn't asking. So yeah, and then Suzune asked, what did you do? Because Suzune received a message from Manabu. You don't have any regrets. Do you have any regrets? That's in Musation. And that's in the light novel, so do you have any regrets? In this particular scene, they changed something here. It's in a special building, you know, it's not in the rooftop. Before this scene as well, they made the phone call. Like, Suzune and Manabu talk to each other on a phone call first before they meet. I'm glad that they didn't prolong that, you know. They just went ahead, like I said, they just went ahead again and said, yeah, let's get straight to the point, you know, let's meet. Yeah, but at least, you know, they foreshadowed things like this one, and Ayanokouji calling Manabu. For this scene, it's almost 1-to-1 again. Almost a perfect adaptation. Like, literally almost a perfect adaptation when it comes to the dialogues, the conversations. And then they changed, or more like like I said, they fast-paced it again. Some dialogues have changed in order to make it faster, you know. I think it's great that they sped run it because there's no need for them to prolong this scene as well. So that is why, like I said, this episode is adapted very well. This is one of the best episodes they've adapted once again. And the visuals are so much better. Is it better than season 1? No. Not a single Clash of the Elite season can surpass season 1, I guess. Well, anyway. But, like I said, character design-wise, season 2 and season 3 is much better. Anyway. But visuals and animations, season 1 is better. 1-to-1, like I said, so there's no need for me to discuss this. And this one. Hold on, let me... Nah.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
You gotta be kidding me.
Where are they?
No leggings, no tights? Fine. Studio Lurch! At least they weren't lazy on visualizing each characters. Okay, here. So, yeah, look at K. Bored. Almost 1-to-1 again. The way they're adapting Ayanokouji's inner thoughts, his monologues, the way they slunt the words in the light novel. That's the only things they adapt when it comes to internal monologue. I think that's great. So yeah, this one is almost 1-to-1 again. yeah, almost one-to-one conversations. I think they prolonged the scene here. Like this one, Sato didn't say this. I think almost one-to-one again when it comes to this adaptation. So yeah, and then yeah, Suzune's declaration on who to expel, and they ended it with page 226. What they did change is Hirata was being very persistent, very ideal, very hypocrite when saying, no, you can't expel someone. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, they ended it with this scene, page 226. Yeah. Anyway, next one, the very first scene will be like, why me? Hope they skip the opening. I want them to skip the opening and ending theme. For the love of God, please, Studio Lurch, skip the opening and ending theme. Let the episode play out on its own. Please, Studio Lurch. I beg of you. That's the only thing I ask for the next episode, please. They adapted this almost one-to-one. And visual-wise, animation art styles, almost perfect. I think there's no need for me to complain about the visuals. So I will give this episode a solid 9.5 out of 10. Almost one-to-one adaptation from the novel, and the visuals, it's not perfect. It's not very polished like season 1 did, but still much better than season 2's animation art style visuals. This episode gets a solid 9.5 out of 10 for me. Anime only viewers, oh my god, you have no idea what's about to happen in the next episode. Spoilers for the anime only viewers, but if you want to stick around and want to be spoiled in the next one, I can't keep my mouth shut now, because in the next episode, Tsukishiro will appear. Yes, he's been teased in the teaser trailer, animation project trailer, and Hirata's breakdown will happen. He's gonna break out of his character, his facade, and his hypocrite side will appear more. And Sakayanagi voting, her whole entire Class A will vote positively on someone. Like I said, they're gonna vote positively on someone from other classes. Only one, from what I remember, right? They voted, all of Class A voted positively on Ayanokouji. And that is why Ayanokouji has the protection point. I still remember that scene. Oh my god. Yo. I don't think there's no need for me to reread this, because I still remember that so well. That peak moment. Oh! That's why I can't wait for the next episode, man. Like I said, anime only. You guys are underestimating, or more like misjudging, Sakayanagi. Sakayanagi didn't plan to expel Ayanokouji. In fact, she helped him to get the protection point. That's why when they were gonna battle, they'll have an equal match. Sakayanagi fights fair. That's why I love Sakayanagi. Believe it or not, even though she's a smug lolly, I don't give a fuck. Sakayanagi is one of the best characters ever created by Kinagasa Sensei. And she's one of the great villains. Like, I wouldn't say she's a villain. She's more like an antagonist, but not a villain. She's more like, I want to fight fair, I want to prove something, That's why she's fighting fair with Ayanokouji. Bro, anime onlys are underestimating Sakayanagi and misjudging her. Sorry for the long video. I just gotta give my high praise for Studio Lurch in this episode, because it's almost a one-to-one adaptation from the novel. I'm not kidding. Okay? I think I've seen on Twitter that the light novel readers did admit that this episode was honestly pretty good. The visuals is their only complaint. What else is new? Well, anyway, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, 9.5 out of 10. Very high score, but yeah. I didn't see any animation errors or visual errors. I can't wait for peak. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on episode 8. I think this video will be after my preview episode reaction on episode 8 of season 3. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all watched until the end. And yeah, hope you all are entertained with this video once again. So yeah, peace out.